This is a Betta Sorority tank. Looks beautiful, right? Multiple female betas living together in one tank like a peaceful little community. Now look at this tank. Same setup, same idea, 3 weeks later. Torn fins, hiding fish. The difference, the first person did everything right. The second person watched a 5-minute YouTube video and thought it was easy. I'm going to tell you the stuff nobody else puts in videos that will determine whether your sorority thrives or becomes a bloodbath. This is one of those topics where the internet gives you just enough information to get your fish killed, so let's fix that. First thing, a beta sorority is a tank with multiple female beta fish living together, not males. Males would kill each other every time, no exceptions. Don't try it. Don't think yours is different. They're not. Females can coexist because they're slightly less territorial than males, but less territorial doesn't mean not territorial. What no one says too often, a sorority isn't a beginner project. It's on the cusp of being considered advanced fish keeping. You're putting territorial, aggressive fish together in a confined space and hoping it works out. A successful sorority is one of the most beautiful tank setups you can have. Multiple colored female betas swimming together, each with its own personality, in a heavily planted tank. It's stunning, but you need to know what you're walking into. I'm the one who's going to tell you the truth about fish keeping, even when it's uncomfortable. If that's cool to you, then hit subscribe. It's free, it helps the channel, and I notice every single one of you who does. There are 3 things that must be true before you even consider a sorority, and I'm going to throw in a secret 4th one that not a lot of people talk about. 1. You need a 20-gallon long, not a 10, not a 15, 30 inches of horizontal space. Female betas will establish a hierarchy. They need territory. In a small tank, there's not enough space for each fish to claim a zone, so a dominant female will constantly harass the others. In a 20 long, each fish can establish a territory, and the aggression is spread out instead of concentrating on one victim. 2, you need a minimum of 5, not 3. There's a bloodbath with 3. 2 will gang up on 1. 4 is risky. It's an even number and someone usually always gets singled out. 5 or more spreads the aggression across multiple fish, so no single fish takes all the heat. I've seen people try 3 fish sororities and it's like watching a horror movie. Personally, I like to stick with the odd numbers. In your 20-gallon long, 5, no more. 3, the tank must be heavily planted. Not a few plants, not one anubias, heavily planted. Like to the point where you can't see through the tank. Because those plants are an escape route. They're line of sight breaks. They're hiding spots. If the dominant female can see a submissive fish from across the tank, she's going to chase her. If there's a wall of plants in the middle, it breaks line of sight and she forgets about her. Plants are the peacemaker in a sorority. The secret 4th one goes along with this. You're going to want to have another type of fish in the tank, called a Dither fish. This is going to be a tight school of what's considered peaceful community fish, something like a black neon tetra, a green neon, emerald-eyed rasbora, harlequin rasbora, something that stays big enough but not super big, and stays in a nice tight ball of fish all the time. This adds an extra layer of that distraction on another level of a live thing in the tank. You don't want to go too big for something like Congo tetra because then they'll fight for food. You don't want to go for a serpent tetra because they can be a little more on the aggressive side. So I've given you my 4. I would say stick within that lane unless you have something else that you think. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you might want to be thinking of using. And speaking of plants, if you're building a sorority, you definitely need them. Not plastic, live. And there's a difference between a sorority with them that works and one that doesn't, that does not work. For that, Boost Plant has everything you need. Anubias, Java Fern, Crypts, floaters. There's a link in the description. Check them out. All right, let's talk about the actual setup and how to do it the right way. Step 1, like with all fish tanks, set it up before you get the fish. Cycle it, get the plants in, let it settle for about 2 weeks. You want a mature, stable tank. You don't want to add 5 stressed out beta fish in an uncycled tank. An uncycled sorority is a death sentence. Get all the females at the same time. So like buy them from the same time, same source if you can, not siblings. I've tried siblings before and it led to a whole genetic disaster. And here's why. If you add them one at a time over days or weeks, each new fish gets bullied because the existing fish have already established territory. If you add them all at once, then nobody has established territory right away. It's like the first day of school at a new place. Everybody's new, everyone's figuring it out, and nobody is king of the hill yet. Step 3 is the actual introduction. And now here's what I did when I did mine. I floated all 5 females in separate containers, the bags they came in, for about 30 minutes, just so they could see each other but not touch, and it also acclimated them to the water. It also kind of helps establish a hierarchy visually before they're in the water. They can flare, they can posture themselves, and they kind of figure out who's the boss before anyone gets attacked. Fifth step, release them all at once within, I would say you don't want to wait more than a minute once they're all in. Turn your tank lights down because dimmer, lower light lowers aggression levels in our fish. Then you take a step back. Don't hover over the tank and hawk-eye watch it. There will be chasing. There will be flaring. There will even be some fin nipping. This is all normal. They're sizing each other up to establish that looseness of a hierarchy where someone is always going to be on the top and everyone else finds their own place. The first 24 hours are the most critical. What you're watching for is constant chasing. If one fish is relentlessly being targeted by another, that's not great, but it's still manageable, so just keep an eye on them a little bit longer. If one fish is pinned in a corner and her fins are all shredded up, that's a bad sign. If one fish is getting completely destroyed, not chased, like destroyed, ganged up on, ripped apart like sharks, get her out of the tank right away. Some females are just too submissive for a sorority, and that's okay. Not every beta is suited for a sorority. This is a secret extra step for when you run into issues like this. Rearrange your decor. Move the plants, move the hardscapes, the caves, change the whole layout. You're going to take all the fish out first, obviously. There's an existing territory structure in the tank, even if it was a brand new tank. Rearranging everything totally resets the tank. It makes every fish feel like they're in a new environment and it's a clean slate, whether they had territory before or not. And I know this is hard because you get the tank exactly like you want it. You don't want to mess with it. But if you're noticing that there's constant aggression and you've tried taking the submissive ones out and then you need to replace them with another fifth one, you need to take everyone out again and then restart the process all over about re-adding them. Refloat them, put them in their containers the best you can, and then add them back in. Then you'll be better for it. Trust me. All right, so now I want to hear from you. If you tried a sorority before, tell me, did it work? Did it fall apart? What do you think went wrong? If you haven't tried one yet, what's stopping you? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and yes, I do reply to all of them. Then nobody talks about the hard truths of sorority tanks. This is the section that those 5-minute videos tend to skip. These are things that I learned doing and talking to someone that had kept a sorority before. The hard truth is that sororities are not permanent. Eventually, a sorority will break down over time. The hierarchy that worked for 3 months suddenly falls apart. The dominant female dies, or fish that was submissive snaps and becomes the bully. I read one thread where a sorority was peaceful for 8 months, then collapsed overnight. 8 months of peace, then pure chaos. You need to be prepared for this, and a sorority is not a set it and forget it setup. It's going to be an ongoing management project. This is when you go back to that rearranging. If no one has died, but maybe one of your betas is getting older, or she's got something going on, take them all out, rearrange everything again, even though your tank looks perfect. You need a backup plan, always in this hobby, period. Before you start a sorority, have a separate tank cycled and ready to go, because when a fish needs to be pulled, she needs to go somewhere immediately. You don't have time to set up a quarantine tank while your beta is getting shredded. The backup tank is an insurance policy. Hard truth 3, some betas just aren't sorority fish. Some females are either too aggressive or too submissive, and some are just loners. And unfortunately, there's no way to know until you try. This is the part that frustrates a lot of people. You can do everything right and still have a fish that just doesn't work in a group setting. It's not your fault, it's the fish. Betas have individual personalities like most of our fish, and some of them just don't play well with others. Feeding is kind of a strategy game. You can't just dump food in one spot, because the dominant female will always eat everything and the submissive one will get nothing. You need to feed in multiple areas of the tank at the same time. Scatter flakes or pellets across the surface so everyone gets a chance to eat. And watch them while they eat. If one fish isn't getting enough food, you may need to target feed her separately, whether it's putting food on tweezers and getting it to her or otherwise. Signs your sorority tank is working and signs it's failing. Is it actually working? Here's what you want to look for. These are your green flags. All the fish are eating. Multiple fish are exploring the tank and not one just dominant. You see them near each other without immediate aggression. They can kind of come together to eat sometimes. Fins are intact. There may be some minor tears, which are normal, but they'll heal. The chasing has decreased in the first week and has settled into an occasional display of a little aggression. Your red flags, these are when you want to course correct or something needs to change. If one fish is constantly pinned into a hiding corner, or doesn't come out ever. Something's got to go on. Take everyone out, rearrange. If one fish isn't eating, you need to see what's going on with her. She may have an infection or something. If fins are getting progressively worse instead of better, most likely when you're not home or you're sleeping, there's some kind of aggression going on. One fish is always targeting the same individual. This is harder for people that have fish that look very similar in color because I had all kois and it was a little hard to tell. If you see two fish and fish one is constantly picking on fish two, then fish one needs to be taken out of the tank. If you see damage to the body, not just the fins, but actual scale damage or bite wounds, you need to address. If you see any of these red flags, you need to act immediately. Remove the targeted fish or the aggressor, whichever is easier. Don't wait and see. Waiting is how your fish die. And one more thing. People will always say, let them establish a hierarchy and they'll be fine. Here's the truth. A hierarchy does form. There will be an alpha female, but the hierarchy doesn't mean peace. It means you have a dominant fish that asserts control and kind of keeps everyone in line. The other fish are still stressed, they're just submitting. And that submission can hold, sometimes for months, but it's not a permanent peace. It's a tense ceasefire, like the Cold War. I'm not telling you this to scare you, I'm telling this so you're prepared. A successful sorority is an incredible tank, but it requires vigilance, a backup plan, and a willingness to pull a fish at a moment's notice when things go sideways. If this video gave you a more honest look at sororities than a 5-minute highlight reel, hit the subscribe button. I've got a bunch of long form videos on betas, diseases, planet tanks, full builds, no fluff, no sugarcoating, and you want to be here for it. A beta sorority, not impossible, and really not even that complicated mechanically. What makes them hard is you're managing fish psychology, and fish psychology is unpredictable. Set it up right, plan it heavy, 5 females and you're 20 long with a backup tank ready, and it falls apart. And it might. Just be ready to act fast. If you're working on a healthier setup or you're trying to fix one that's already given you some trouble, make sure you check out my beta playlist. It covers everything from tank size, temperatures, filtration, feeding, and common health problems all in one place. If you found this helpful, please remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe for more care tips. If you want to see more of what I do, if you want to support the channel, it's all on my website. There's a link in the description. Go check it out. I'm Lefty, embrace the chaos, and I'll see you next time.